What's going on, beautiful people? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Taj Deshawn. I'm the Vice President of Self-Publish in 30 Days. I'm the founder of ThriveAfterSports, the author of ThriveAfterSports, and the host of the ThriveAfterSports podcast. And folks, I'm here to talk to you today about the process of becoming a co-author facilitator. Now, if you're watching this right now, that means I either sent this to you directly or someone else on the team sent this to you. But consider this a personal invitation to have not only a free book created in the form of a co-author book, but also we want to pay you to create this book. Now, some of you watching may have already participated in the co-author project. And I'm here to tell you, if you love being a co-author, you're going to love being a co-author facilitator and bringing others together to collaborate on a book project. Now, first things first, some of you guys watching this may not be co-authors already. So for those of you who don't know, I just want to quickly explain to you what a co-author book or project is. I'll start with this. You see it behind me, but this is Athlete to Entrepreneur, powerful stories of transition from players to professionals. Myself, you see me right there, all right there, myself and all these other beautiful human beings right here. We collaborated on this project. These are all athletes, current and former athletes who are now entrepreneurs. We all came together, told our stories, gave tips and tricks to the next generation of athletes about how to become an entrepreneur, what the road looks like, some of the ups and downs. The goal of this was really just to show the next generation of athletes that you don't have to be Magic Johnson or LeBron James. Like I always say, you don't have to be household names like that to become an entrepreneur. So this is for the future athletes coming up behind us. So some of you guys watching this, you know, you may even have participated in this book. Another example, got this on my desk at all times. This is The Sacred Feminine. This is created by my fiance. She may be my wife by the time you watch this. You dig? But this is The Sacred Feminine, Insights from the Higher Self, a collection of insights from the higher self. All these lovely ladies right here collaborated on this project, came together. These are powerful women right here. These are business owners. These are yoga instructors. I mean, I could go on and on about all the different things that these ladies do. Reiki healers, you name it. All right. Now, I showed you those books because I wanted you to see some tangible examples. Matter of fact, let me show you something. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me show you this as well. I already had this pulled up. So this is this is some more examples of co-author books. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be related to athletes. We do co-author collaboration books on any topics. And that's why I want to get to you in a second and kind of talk about some ways you can create co-author collaboration books so you can bring people together in your industry. But with that being said, this is The Soul of an Athlete, Stories of Lessons on Life Post-Athletics. This is by Miriam Glez, the founder of Athlete Soul. This is currently in motion. By the time you're watching this book may already be out. Forever Athlete by my man, Corey Camp. I know for sure by the time you see this book will already be out. Marcus Alston, Mental Health Warriors. Let's see, I already showed you Jamie's book, The Sacred Feminine. Here we got, what else is this? Oh, The Six-Figure Athlete. By the time you watch this, hopefully this will be out as well. Let me click on this and let me show you this flyer. We gotta give you the full view. Look at this flyer right here that our team created. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. So I just wanted to give you some quick examples of what a co-author collaboration project looks like. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Just wanted to give you some examples real quick. Now, your role as a co-author facilitator is to bring people together to collaborate. So you see we have all these projects going on with different people. The people that I showed you, Corey Camp, Miriam Glez, these are the facilitators. They came up with the idea. It was centered around their business or their brand or their industry or their mission. And they were responsible for bringing people together with our help, with the help of Self-Publish in 30 Days. Now, before we get started, I'm going to share my screen a couple of times, but I don't have a PowerPoint or anything to show you. So I definitely do want to encourage you to take notes. As you guys know, I talk fast and I think fast. I don't have a PowerPoint for you to take notes from. I got my own notes, but I want to make sure that you have a pen and pad ready before we really dive in. So first things first, who is this for? You know, who's the right fit to become a co-author facilitator? Maybe you're someone who, like I said, has already been a co-author in another book. You enjoy the experience and now you want to have a book of your own where you can bring people together. Maybe you thought about writing your own book, but you're kind of overwhelmed by the thought of taking on an entire book project by yourself. Maybe you just want to add another book to the collection, you know, something that you can sell or promote, help build your business, help build your brand. Maybe you want to establish yourself as an expert or an authority in your field, you know? And that's really the great thing about these projects, and I'm speaking from experience, obviously, is that you get all the benefits of being an author, meaning writing an entire book by yourself, except you don't have to do it by yourself. And you get to collaborate with people who are your peers or people who you want to network with and connect with and collaborate with and build with. And that's the great thing about it, you know? And you get to help other people become published. Let's not forget that either. A lot of times, the people who you bring together to collaborate, they weren't even thinking about writing a book. Now, granted, some people who come together on co-author projects are already authors, but a lot of times they're not. And so you get to be the person who brings people together to get their foot in the door to become first-time published authors. And that's a beautiful thing. They're always going to remember you as the person who gave them a foot in the door and an opportunity to become published by being a part of your project. So you really build a community and a team of experts in your field and become known, all of you become known as the authority. And you as a facilitator get to be the person who brought these authorities in your given field together to collaborate. And that's awesome. Like just as an example with Athlete to Entrepreneur, you know, by me bringing people to come together with me being in an athlete transition space and some of the other people who are in there, Dr. Sarah Lepe, rebranded athlete. I can go on and on. Miriam Glass, who I showed you the cover for the book she's working on earlier. There are a ton of people in that book who are solidified in the athlete transition space. And by us coming together on a common goal to share a common mission about athlete entrepreneurship, we're solidifying our name in that space. The bottom line is these people who you collaborate with will always remember you as a facilitator, as the person who brought them together to collaborate. And, you know, on top of that, we're going to pay you, right? So instead of paying to get a book done, which I'll get into the numbers in just a second, instead of paying to have your own book done, not only are we going to pay you, but you're getting a free book. You're getting a free book completed, and we're going to pay you for bringing these people together. Now, you may be thinking, all right, Taj, this sounds great. You know, bringing people together to collaborate. I get to be the hero. You know, everybody loves me for giving them an opportunity to become an author. But this sounds like a lot of work. I mean, 20 different people. I'm going to have to manage 20 different people on this project. That sounds like a lot. And I hear you, but I have good news for you. We're going to do most of the work. Self-publishing 30 days is going to do most of the work for you on this project. I'd say about 75%. We're going to do about 75% of the work for you. So all you have to do is, number one, come up with the concept. We can help you come up with the concept. We're going to create the cover for you. Okay. We're going to give you some tips about how to announce and promote and market the book so you can identify the right people to get signed up for your project. And all you really have to do is, like I said, announce it after we design it for you, identify the right people. We'll help have conversations with them, get them signed up, answer all their questions so you don't have to become a publishing expert overnight, okay? And then, of course, the other thing you have to do is write your chapter. It would be pretty awkward if you brought people together on the book and you didn't write your chapter. Quick side note on this book, just to be transparent with you guys, on Athlete to Entrepreneur, I spent so much time trying to find the right people, all these great people who contributed, that by the time all of them were sending in chapters, I was like, oh, I should probably write my chapter. Okay, so just a quick word to the wise as a facilitator, make sure you start working on your chapter while you're in the process of finding people to collaborate, and we're helping you with that process, okay? So really what I'm getting at is this is a partnership between yourself or your business and self-publish in 30 days, right? You'll get consulting every week, meaning we're gonna touch base with you. It doesn't have to be an hour-long meeting. We're all busy people here, okay? So really just touching base with you to make sure that you have everything you need. Any way we can support with helping identify the right people for you or having conversations with those people to answer their questions about publishing and copyrights and all that type of stuff, which I'll also get into in just a second, just so you have that information. But we'll be with you every step of the way. You know, once we get into edits, our editing team will be in communication with your co-authors. So you're not having to take time out of your day to track people down and say, hey, where's your chapter? Your chapter's due this week. We're doing all that for you. We're communicating with your authors. Like I said, you just need to announce it, spread the message on social media, spread the message, you know, to your network. And from there, as people sign up, it's smooth sailing. We take care of the rest. Okay. We're even going to help you once the book is done. We'll even help you with a virtual book launch. Matter of fact, this is a great opportunity for me to share my screen again. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm going to zoom out of this. I'm going to go to my page. Let me show you this. This is an example of what a book launch flyer looks like. We had an excellent book launch for the Athlete to Entrepreneur book. You can see all the people who participated. So we helped design, self-publish in 30 days, design this flyer, announced it. That was in August of last year. Great event. Reach out to me if you want the recording, if you want to check that out. Let me go to another book launch. I'll just go to Jamie. Let's see. I'll go to Jamie's if I can find it. Here it is. There's Jamie, and here's the flyer, okay? Got the QR code, the whole nine. So I wanted to show you that, to show you we're gonna be with you every step of the way. Once the book is completed, we're gonna help you get set up with the book launch, make sure everybody has what they need so you guys can all come together and celebrate the book and promote the book as well. That way you guys can get a lot of sales by all coming together to collaborate on one event. Everybody is spreading the message about the book and about the event into their networks. So as you might imagine, that's going to bring a big audience of people who want to come connect with you and buy the book and just learn more about what it is that you do. All right, now let's talk money. All right, the fun part. Let's get to the numbers. You're like, Taj, at the beginning, you said I was going to get paid. So I've been waiting to hear that the whole time. I got you. Don't worry about it. All right, let's talk money. So I'm going to show you how you're going to get paid. Just so you know, books can be anywhere. And I'm talking about doing a solo book. A solo book can cost anywhere between $5,000 to $15,000. This one, ThriveAfterSports, my first solo book, that cost me about $6,000, okay, to get a professionally done book. I'm not talking about when you just throw a book up on Amazon. No disrespect to anybody watching this who threw a book on Amazon. But what I'm saying is, and you guys have probably heard me say this before, when your book is a DIY project, a lot of times it looks like a DIY project. So you want to make sure that you are getting professional help. A lot of people try to do what they think is right instead of getting expert help in design. You know, you may have a great cover. You may get a cover design on Fiverr or something, but when it comes time to upload the book or when the book prints, now you have issues with formatting or pixelation because you didn't get professional help on your cover. Or maybe you have a great cover and the inside of the book has formatting issues or looks terrible. Matter of fact, I can show you the inside of this book. Look at this. You never want to open a book and it just looks like some blank pages. Look at this attention to detail. Okay. Look at the quality. Got little quotes off to the side. Look at this. There's a football field on the background, places for people to take notes, different things that you don't think about when, like I said, you try to do it as a DIY project. Okay. Enough about that. Where was I? Oh, that's right. I was talking about pricing. Okay. So to get a professionally done book, whether you work with us or someone else, you know, you can take shortcuts and try to, get yourself a value book done. But like I said, you get what you pay for. So matter of fact, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to show you, I want to take you to the Self-Publish in 30 Days website, just so you can kind of see, for those of you who don't know. And by the time you look at this, just so you know, I'm going to go over to the shop. Okay. Gold, silver, and bronze package. I'm going to click on the bronze just to kind of show you what you're looking like. And by the way, this is our lowest package. By the time you're watching this, these prices may have gone up. Okay. Yesterday's price is not today's price. All right. But look at this. This is what is included in our lowest package. Okay. ISBN numbers, copyrights, 3D, like all this stuff you can look at your own time. But this is everything from A to Z, what it takes to get a book done, designing it, registering the copyrights under your name, registering the ISBN number with the Library of Congress, professional proofreading, editing, editorial assessment, building a landing page or a website so you can sell the book from, weekly consultations, print ready files. Okay. That's what I'm talking about with formatting. You always need to have print ready files. You can't just upload a PDF. You may run into issues when that book hits a printing press. Okay. So let me bring it back here. So just to show you, that's the range to do a solo book. Like I said, instead of you paying $6,000 or $5,000 to $15,000 to get a book done, we're going to give you a free book because you're bringing people together and we're going to pay you for being that person. Okay. So if a solo book, just keep this in mind, excuse me, if a solo book costs $5,000 to $15,000, how much do you think books like these cost where you have, 15, 20 different authors? How much money do you think a book like this costs? Let's do some math on that. Okay. A book for one person with however many chapters, let's say 10 chapters, versus a book with 20 authors, 20 different people that need to be managed, chapters edited, copyrights registered, 20 different chapters. Look at the thickness of these books. Okay. So let's do some math on that. 5 to 15 for a solo book, a book of this magnitude, we're talking about at least $25,000 to $30,000 for the scope of work that it's going to take for our editing team, our legal team, our design team to be able to bring a project like this to life. So instead of you paying, what we're going to do is actually crowd fund the book. Okay, let's do some quick math. I said it's going to cost, let's just say $30,000. So in order for you as a facilitator to get this book done for free, you're going to need to find 15 people, a minimum of 15 people, 20 would be better, but 15 people to put in $2,000. Let's do some math on that. 15 times 2. I'm not going to disrespect you guys and pull out my calculator right now. 15 times 2,000 is $30,000. Okay. Now you may be thinking, all right, Taj, why would anybody want to put in $2,000 to be a part of my book? Well, remember, I just told you to get a book done, it costs between $5,000 and $15,000. So to become a published author by writing one chapter and paying $2,000 is a steal, is a bargain. Ask anybody who's published a book before. if they publish their book for $2,000, unless, like I said, it was a DIY project. And then I want you to look at the quality of the book. I want you to ask them how many copies they sold. I want you to ask them if they had any strategy. I want you to ask them if, aside from selling books, have they had any opportunities to do speaking engagements and workshops because their book was done so well? But I won't get into all that. Another thing is that just in terms of benefits of why not only are you getting a discount on the price by putting in $2,000 to write one chapter and become a published author, but when the book comes out, you'll be able to sell the book as an individual. So you as the facilitator and all your co-authors will be able to sell the books as an individual. Okay, so all these people, when the book came out, all these people are selling the book. Think about that for a second. The way we structure our copyrights is so that every person who contributes to a co-author project can sell the book for full price. So when you talk about, I'm not even going to get into networking, but think about return on investment. If I put in $2,000 to be a part of a book and the book is priced at $25, in order for me to make my investment back, let's say I sold 100 copies. I could sell 100 copies. You could sell 100 copies within the first month or two of the book being out, just by, your network, friends and family. 100 people buying the book could be easily done in a couple of months. 100 books sold times 25 each, that's $2,500. So if you put in 2,000, you sell 100 copies, that's $2,500. And we're just talking about 100 copies. What happens if someone invites you to do a speaking gig and they want to buy 300 copies of the book from you, or one organization or one university or one corporation wants to bring you in to do a talk or a workshop and they buy 100 copies of the book in one shot? Let's not even talk about how you have the rest of your life to sell the book. I said you could sell 100 copies in a month or two. You have literally until the day you die to sell this book and to make your money back. So your co-authors, not only are they getting a bargain on the price by only having to pay $2,000 instead of $5 to $15, but now they can take this book and sell it for full price. So making the money back is easy. Creating opportunities is easy. Think about the networking component, right? So not only are you able to get your money back by selling the books for full price, but the fact that, I got to keep holding this up because I really want to paint this picture for you guys so you can really see what I'm talking about. All these people who contributed to this book, every time I sell a book, every time someone buys this book from me, not only are they reading my chapter, they're reading all of these people's chapters. Every time someone buys a book from any one of these people, yes, they bought it from these people, but they're also reading my chapter, right? So it's like having a business card, your chapter being your business card that goes into all these different people's networks. And at the end of everyone's chapter, you have social media handles. Let's just go with who we have here, Madeline Barlow. Okay. At the end of Madeline's chapter, shout out to Madeline if she's watching this. At the end of Madeline's chapter, we have about the author. You probably can't see it, but all her social media handles and stuff are down here on the bottom, website information. So once again, anytime someone buys the book from me or any of these other authors, Madeline's getting free promotion. All these other people are getting free promotion. Same thing with this book. Someone buys the book from Jamie. Matter of fact, Madeline's in this one. Man, shout out to Madeline. I hope Madeline's watching this. Madeline wrote a chapter for this book too. Oh my goodness. There's Madeline right there. Madeline's not playing games. Madeline understands the value of being a co-author. So think about that for a second. Madeline already is an author and she's a part of the Athlete's Entrepreneur book and the Sacred Feminine book because Madeline knows, hey, the more people I get my chapter and my message and my website and my social media handles in front of, not to mention these are quality people. These are quality people who are participating in this project, right? So the more people you get your message and your website and your chapter and your story in front of, the more people are coming back to you and want to know more about your business. Hey, what else do you do? This was a great chapter. What else do you do? Okay, so that's why someone would want to pay $2,000 to be part of a co-author book because you are unlocking an unlimited network of people that you never would have gotten in front of if you didn't participate in the book. Okay, I think you guys get the point. So crowdfunding, that's how we raise the money that it takes for our team to be able to create the book, by crowdfunding and having the co-authors contribute, okay? Another thing is that we're going to help you, like I said, do phone calls with potential co-authors. We're going to help you with the invoicing. So you're not having to invoice people. Now, a lot of people, they don't necessarily have $2,000 to put in up front. So we're super flexible, right? We will give people installment plans. If someone wants to do $500 for 4 months, 4 installments of 500 instead of paying 2,000 up front, we'll do that. We'll invoice them. We'll have them on a monthly schedule. So you're not having to worry about invoicing or tracking things down. We do all of that for you. We do phone calls for you to help explain everything I'm explaining to you right now. Our team can explain that to people who are considering being co-authors, because that's one of the first questions they'll have, right? Is I want to be a part of your book, but how do I make my money back? How do the copyrights work? What do you want me to write about? These are all common questions that our team can answer, so you're not having to answer them. Need a water break. Y'all get me fired up tonight. So back to you. Instead of paying $5,000 to $15,000 to get a book done, or in this case, it would be a $30,000 project, we're going to pay you up to $5,000 of the money that's raised. Okay. So you have 15 people put in 2,000. Cool. We can get the book done. Now, because you're the person that brought everyone together, if you hit all your marks, meaning you got 15 people signed up, you follow the social media posting schedule. I didn't even get into that, but you follow the social media posting schedule that we gave you, right? You made a certain amount of introductions to the team of people who were potential co-authors. Because you hit all your marks and you did your part to help bring this project to life and bring the right people together, we're going to pay you up to $5,000. Could you use an additional $5,000 a year? How about $10,000? How about $15,000? But wait, there's more. So if you hit all your marks on each book, if you help bring the right people to participate in one of these projects, you will be paid $5,000 for being the person, for being the facilitator, for being the person who brought them together, okay? These projects typically take about 6 months. That means we can do 2 projects in a year. So not only are you getting paid $5,000 off of this, notice, hopefully you can see this. This says volume 1, okay? Volume 2 is on the way too. Volume 2 of Athletes Entrepreneur is on the way too, because the projects take about 6 months to complete. So let's say 6 months, you get 1 book done, okay? Then, hey, right at the book launch, once you have the book launch for your book and everyone's celebrating, you say, we're now taking enrollments for volume 2. And we'll help you with all this, by the way. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You take enrollments for volume 2. And if you do a second book in that year, you get another $5,000. And then for the people who do 2 books each year, anyone who completes 2 books in that 6-month period, not only do you get the $5,000 from each book, but you get an additional $5,000. So basically, if you do 1 book in a 6-month period, 1 book per year, you get $5,000 for being the person who brought everyone together. If you do 2 books, you get an additional $5,000 for the second book and a bonus $5,000. So you can make up to $15,000 just by having 2 books completed, just by bringing people in your network who you already know, who already like you, who already want to become authors, who already want to collaborate with you. You bring those people together 2 times a year to do a book, $15,000 in your pocket, just for being the person who finds the right people. Now, I don't know about you, but I mean, I could use an additional 5, 10, 15,000. I'm not hurting for money, but 15,000, my goodness, 15,000 is life-changing money for most people. 15,000 is life-changing money for me. I think about all the things I could do with 15,000 right now. On top of that, on top of the 5, 10, 15,000 you're making, you're also getting a free book. Don't forget about that, or 2 free books in that case. Imagine you start with nothing. You're not an author at all. And you bring people together twice a year to create a book. You do 2 volumes a year. Not only did you just become a 2-time author, not only are you more solidified in your network and known as the person who is an expert in whatever topic the book is about, or the person who brings people together to collaborate, but you have 2 free books, $15,000 and 2 free books. Okay, I'm not gonna keep going on with this. Oh, not to mention, this is another thing, not to mention all the things that you could do around the book. So yes, you can have a book launch. What about speaking engagements? I know I mentioned that earlier. What about hosting conferences? What about building courses around the book? What about webinars? Hey, whatever floats your boat and supports the movement, we're here to support you in whatever you want to do, because it's not just a book. What you're really creating is a movement. If you write a book and it's just you, that's a book. If you write a book and it's 20 other people and you have 2 volumes coming out every year, that's a movement. It becomes bigger than the book. It takes on a life of its own, especially when all these different people are spreading the word about it. Woo! I was going to take a water break, but let's keep going. Okay, let's get into the process a little bit. I'm going to pull this sheet up. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Now, we need to make sure you have skin in the game too. I'm not saying this would be you. At the same time, we've run into situations in the past where people say, this is great. I want to bring people together. I'm excited about this. I want to make 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 for doing this. Our team designs the cover for them. They announce the cover and then nothing happens. They only post once. You got to remember, if you're not posting about the book or sharing the book or reaching out to people for them to contribute to your book, nothing's going to happen. So in order to protect our team and make sure we're not designing covers for people who aren't taking this opportunity seriously, which is crazy to me. You tell someone you can make $5, $10, $15,000 and have a free book done and be looked at as a leader in your industry. And some people, they just won't take action. but we're focused on the people who are taking action. We've had a lot of great people, like some of the people I showed you at the beginning, who are doing an amazing job at bringing people together to collaborate. And so all that being said, this is an agreement that we came up with just to get the ball rolling and make sure everybody has their understandings and expectations clear. What this is, the agreement, the first thing as a facilitator, all you need to do is put in $500, okay? The $500 covers our team designing the cover for you. So during that first meeting, as we're coming up with concepts and you're saying, I'm just going to use real estate. I'm in the real estate industry. I'm a real estate investor, and I want to bring other people together who can talk about real estate investment. Thinking about doing a book called, Real Estate Investing for Dummies. That's a terrible title, but you get what I mean. So the first thing we would do is you would put down $500 in order for our team to design that cover for you, to give you some different prototypes that you can look at until you're at the point where you say, yes, that's my cover. Okay. Number two, these are the agreements. You will need to make 20 introductions, meaning this is what I'm talking about. When you announce the book to people, you're going to have a bunch of people reaching out. At that point, just to save you time, we have templates, we have information set up to where you can pass these people along to us so we can answer their questions about publishing. You would just say, hey, I'm glad you want to be a part of my book. Let me set you up with the member of Self-Publish in 30 Days. They're helping me publish. They'll answer all your questions and get you situated. So you need to make at least 20 introductions, because if you want to have 15 people signed up for your book, during that first, and you can see right here, during that first 45-day enrollment period, you're going to need to make at least 15 or at least 20 introductions. So that way we can guarantee we're having conversations with quality people and we can ultimately reach the 15. Of course, if you want to introduce more people, go right ahead. But this is part of the agreement that you're going to introduce at least 20 people. Like I said in the past, we've had people announce the book and they don't introduce anyone to us, which means they're not telling people about it, which means we designed the cover and now our team is out money because we designed the cover for someone who's not promoting the book, therefore not getting people signed up. Okay. Another thing, Facilitator will make a minimum of 10 posts about the book on various social media platforms. So you don't necessarily have to make 10 posts on Instagram. We have some suggested posts down here, but let's say you make a post on Instagram and a post on LinkedIn, that's 2, okay? We also have suggested posts, who I'll get to in just a second. And it's very key that you're making these posts during that 45-day enrollment period. We want to make sure that during that first 45 days, we're really going hard with posting, getting the book in front of the right people, and ultimately finding the people who are going to sign up for it. It's very important that that 45-day window, we can go beyond it, but we found, based on what we've seen with other successful projects, 45 days is it's plenty of time to post 10 times talking about the book. Let me get into the suggested social media posts. So of course, the announcement post, right? You want to announce it. You want to announce that the book is coming out. Obviously, that'll be the first step. As people start reaching out, and trust me when I tell you, when people hear that they have the opportunity to collaborate on a book with you, you're going to have a lot of people reaching out. And that's how we get into what you see right here, which is the thank you post. So you're going to be thanking potential authors. Hey, I know a lot of you reached out. I'm excited to collaborate with you. Just letting people know that, we're going to be vetting people and reaching out with the next steps. The last call post is, I'd say, when we have anywhere between 5 to 10 people signed up and we're just looking for those last 5. That would be a post where you just say, hey, we have about 5 to 10 slots left, still looking for the right people to sign up. Reach out quickly if you want to get involved. We do that more so the tail end of the 45-day period as people are signing up. And by the way, just before I get into it, all of this is designed to keep the book in front of the right people, to keep it top of mind, okay? Chapter post or headshot post. I skipped one, sorry. So after the last call post, we get into headshot posts, and I'll show you what those look like in just a second. Now, the headshot posts are something that we designed to help you. So once you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people signed up for your project, our team will reach out to your co-authors and ask them for a headshot. That way we can use their headshot and put it on flyers and announce it. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Okay, I wanted to pull these up to show you what flyers look like. We had 20 people sign up for these projects. For some reason in this folder, there's only, 6, but you can see some of the people. Shout out there's Madeline again. I'm gonna just click on Madeline's real quick. So there's an example of what a flyer looks like. Let me show you some other projects. Who else is in here? Oh, Frugal Athlete or Six-Figure Athlete. This is good. Headshots and flyers. Okay. Michelle Meyer. Shout out to Michelle. Look at that. Michelle Meyer. We made a flyer for her for Six-Figure Athlete. Let me show you one more. We'll go to Frugal Athlete. Oh, nothing in here. Okay. Let me go back for a second. This is what I wanted to show you. Check some of these out. Shout out to YB. If you're watching this, there's YB with his co-author project, Collaboration Creates Currency. There's Jamie. So Jamie has a Sacred Feminine, which I showed you, but she was also a collaborator in Visionistas, women who think outside the box. And that was a way for Jamie to get her feet wet, becoming a published author, which led to her doing her own co-author book where she brought women together in the Sacred Feminine. Okay, so that's an example of Jamie. But the bottom line is, here's one from Brand Sharks. The bottom line is our team will create these flyers for you once a bunch of people, not a bunch, but once, 3 to 5 people start signing up for your project. This is another great way to promote, because not only are we announcing it as a company, but you're announcing it saying, congratulations to Jamie for signing up for Visionistas 2. Jamie is sharing this out to her network. Okay. My man, Andrew Atakpo. So that's the great part about this is when I was looking for people to be a part of Athlete to Entrepreneur, Self-Published in 30 Days shared this out. I shared it out. We tagged Andrew in it. Andrew shared it out. So now that's 3 different networks that this flyer is getting in front of. And people are saying, I might want to be I might want to be a part of this project. If Andrew's a part of it, let me see if I can get involved. So those flyers are an essential part of that 45-day enrollment period when we're looking for the right people to be a part of your project. Those flyers are going to be critical. Like I said, that's just another thing that we do to help people get signed up and kind of just keep it top of mind awareness. The last thing I wanted to share with you was that I may have already said this, but I want to be clear that you're not having to do all of this by yourself. We are doing 75% of the work, at minimum 75%, because what happens is the way people get signed up is all you have to do is post it. Like I said, you post it, you announce it, people start reaching out. I already showed you some of those suggested follow-up posts that we have just to keep it top of mind awareness. But as people start reaching out, we have templates and everything. So you're able to just refer them over to us, and someone may say, hey, so-and-so, I saw your post. I would love to be a part of this book. How do I get started? And you would say, which we have templates for, you would say, hey, so-and-so, I'm glad you want to be a part of this. I'd love to have you on board. Let me connect you with the publishing company that's helping me publish this book so they can answer all your questions. At that point, you would make an introduction. We would provide you with a link so that they can schedule a call with a member of our team. Our team will be able to answer any questions for them. And also, like I said, collect their investment, get them set up on a payment plan, whatever needs to be done. Another thing that happens during that stage is we have FAQs drawn up. So let me share that with you. I'll just use this as an example. Let's see. Facts about co-authoring. Okay, so this is, let me share my screen. Boom. Okay. What you're looking at here, this is an example of, let me zoom in. So this is for the Six-Figure Athlete, a book that we're currently working on. This one was 1,500. We actually wanted to have a larger group, about 20 people. For future books, we're doing 2,000 because we want to keep the books we want to keep the co-authors at about 1,500. Long story short, these are the frequently asked questions that will be sent out. So as an example, when I announced Six-Figure Athlete, people reached out and said, hey, Taj, I've seen you do a lot of co-author projects. I want to be a part of this one. I missed the last one. Cool. Hey, I'd love to have you involved in this project. Let's schedule a call so I can answer all your questions. In the meantime, here's a link to schedule time with me so we can speak. And also, this is the FAQ. So the FAQs are attached to the email when they schedule time. That way, before they even get on the call with a member of the publishing team, they'll have looked over this information, right? Why should I write for a co-author book? And these are all things that I've shared with you throughout the course of this video. Okay. All the benefits: removes intimidation of being a solo author, serves as a marketing tool, increases your network, adds an additional stream of income. What's my investment, right? All future FAQs will say 2,000. It's a $500 minimum to get started. You can do installments. Okay. What does my investment include? This is actually what I showed you on the Self-Published in 30 Days website under the packages: ISBN number, copyrights, editorial assessment, the whole 9. All this is on here as well. Okay. Everything they need to know. Oh, look at this. How many words do I need to write? 2,500 to 4,000 words. Okay. So all of this information is included and will be shared with everyone as they reach out. Like I said, that way you don't have to become a publishing expert overnight. Just to recap, all you have to do is share the info, come up with the concept, share it out. Whoever is interested will reach out. You write your chapter, you go home with $5,000. You do it twice a year, you go home with 15,000 with a bonus 5,000. Okay. All right. Next steps. If you're watching this and you or anyone else that you know will be a great fit to be a facilitator, reach out to us. You can reach out to me directly. reach out to Self-Publish in 30 Days. You want to send an email to info@selfpublishin30days.com. Okay, info at selfpublishin30days.com is who you want to reach out to, or just reach out to me directly, or reach out to whatever member of the team sent you this video. We're looking for more great projects. This is why we came up with this incentive, right? We're looking for more great projects to go out into the world. And it takes people like yourself, people who can be a leader of people, who can be a leader in your industry, a leader in your field, and bring people together to collaborate. These are the type of people we're looking for, and you deserve to be compensated for that. Okay, reach out to us. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, this is the year for your new book. Take care, everybody. See you soon.